The lovely people at Lionsgate have sent me a copy of Operation Avalanche, which is released on DVD on the 20th of March. The film sees a group of CIA operatives, undercover operatives, going into NASA and trying to root out a mole, but in the process they end up getting caught up in a conspiracy in which they fake the footage of the moon landings. The film is directed by Matt Johnson, who also stars in the film and also wrote the script with Josh Bowles. The script is very good, I must say. This film is very good. Now, it is a found footage movie, so if you don't like found footage films, this probably isn't going to be for you. It's also quite slow moving. It takes a bit of a while to get going, but once it does, it's very tense filled, and there's some really excellent action set pieces in here, bizarrely. It's a very low budget. The overall budget for this film, production and everything was 1.25 million. But the production budget, the actual physical production budget of just the film itself was only 400,000. So what they get away with here is absolutely incredible. The performances across the board are all really good, really believable. I kind of feel like these are very real people, not always likable, but even so believable. I also like the way that the tension builds throughout the film. Now, when it first started, it took a good 10-15 minutes for me to kind of get on board with it, and that's mainly down to the fact that when we opened up, we were on this kind of 4:3 ratio, kind of black and white. I was like praying that the whole film wasn't going to be like this, but then it isn't. They go elsewhere with it, and as the film moves on, little things start dropping in, conspiracies start to build, shadows start to develop with people within the government keeping an eye on these guys and maybe even being out to kill them. So like I say, the tension slowly starts to mount, and then by the time we get to like the last act of the film, I'm really involved. I'm really kind of gripped by what is going on with these characters. And like I say, there's some really good action sequences, one of which is a real standout car chase. What I think is one of the best car chases I've ever seen on film. Now that's big words, but I stand by that wholeheartedly. It all is done from one person's perspective. Obviously, it's found footage, so we see this car chase from inside the car, and the reason it is so good is because it's real. There's no trickery, it's all done for real. Now, there's some special features on the DVD. They're a bit sparse, to be honest, but one of them is some behind-the-scenes footage, and the behind-the-scenes footage of that scene. They shot this scene off the books. They shot it kind of in their own time, off the shooting schedule, so one can gather from that they weren't insured. But hey-ho, it worked, and that's kind of the maverick filmmaking through which this entire film was made. Just a few guys basically running around, getting all the footage they could, any way they could. It does suffer from some problems which are inherent with the found footage genre, namely the fact that sometimes characters say or do things that you just don't feel like they would. But they kind of have to in order to make the whole narrative make sense. We have this kind of linear narrative in which we get a complete story, a complete picture, which you would just never get with a found footage movie without having some commentator coming in and kind of filling in the blanks or whatever, or interview footage or things like that. So if you can get past that and just involve yourself in the story, it's very rewarding indeed. I give it a 4 out of 5. If you've seen Operation Avalanche, I want to know what you thought about it. And how do you think this compares to the director's previous film, The Dirties? A film I've yet to see, but on the strength of this, I will be checking out. Comment below, let me know, and until next time, thanks for watching.